Hey guys, Mike here at Amazing Tutorials, and welcome back to a new video. Alright, so what are we going to do today? Another subscriber request. And I received a question to create a chessboard with chess pieces. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Alright, we're going to start out by loading a reference image. So we're going to go to our panel view, we're going to go to View, Image Plane, Import Image. And on my desktop, I have this image right here. Okay, now we're going to try to get pretty close to this original here, and as you can see, some parts are pretty similar, but that's how we're going to approach it. And we're going to use a technique that I've used before, and I'm not sure, actually, no, we're not. I did a chess piece in the past where I used NURBS curves and then revolved that and turned it into polygons. But in this case, we'll just go with polygon modeling. Okay, so we're going to create a polygon cylinder, and we're going to pull that up, and let's move towards our first object here. We're going to turn on our X-ray. And we're going to hit R, and we're going to scale it down a bit until we are pretty close to where we need to be. And then we'll just bring that down from there. We're going to right click on the vertex. We're going to bring those down to about there. And then what we're going to do is right click object mode. Let's go to our poly cylinder. We're going to set caps to 0. That's fine. And then we're going to right click on the face, edit mesh, extrude. We're going to pull in the offset just a bit, not too much. And then we are going to hit G to repeat, W to pull up, and we'll go from there. Okay. So we're going to pull that up and hit R to pull that out, G to repeat, W to pull up, and R to pull out, G to repeat, W to pull up, and R to scale in somewhat, GW, and R to scale in, GW, and R to scale in, GW, and I'll just say that one more time, GW, and R to scale out, and you've probably got it by now. Okay. As you can see that the main part of the king and queen on this set are pretty similar for the most part, so that's kind of cool. And this doesn't have to be 100% identical, but we'll make it as best as we can. And we're getting closer to our top here. Okay, and then that top section, we'll add that later. Okay, like I said, for the most part, this is pretty similar to the queen that's sitting next to it. So we're going to right click, we're going to go to object mode. First, we're going to smooth it out to see how that looks and whether we need to add a lot of detail, but it's not too bad at all. So hit 1 to go back, Control D to duplicate. Let's move that over. And let's see what that will bring us. Actually, not bad at all. What we'll do is we'll right click at a face, we'll take that top section here and we'll delete that. And then we'll right click at an edge, we'll take that top edge and we'll go to edit mesh and extrude. We'll hit R to pull that in and W to raise that up somewhat. And then what we'll do here is we'll right click at a face and we'll just select one, skip one. Hopefully that works out with the number of faces we have, and it does, so that's perfect. Edit mesh, extrude, tweak the thickness, not too much. Let's do 0.05. 0.05, come on. It doesn't want to do that. Okay, so we'll do 1, fine. We're gonna right click at an edge, take that edge, edit mesh, extrude. We're gonna hit R and we're gonna, oops, I got faces selected, sorry about that. Right click edge and edge only. It looks like I need to select these manually, which is okay, I guess, as long as I don't select a lot of stuff that I don't want to select. Just gonna hit 4 for wireframe mode so I can kind of see whether my selection is clean or not. It looks like it is. So I hit 5, go to edit mesh, extrude. Why is that not working out? Okay, we'll have to approach that slightly different, but that's okay. So what we'll do there is we will take a polygon sphere. I kind of need to know what the subdivision count is on this guy. It's 20. Okay, so our sphere, we'll take object mode. Needs to be 20 as well, obviously. We're going to move in, and we're going to right click into the face, and we're going to select half. Right click object mode, and W, pull that up there. And then from our top view, hit 4 for wireframe mode, and bring that in. Have to zoom in. And let's get that thing centered like so. Then we're going to go object mode, and we're going to bring that down. And we're going to scale that in quite a bit. And even push that down a bit. Okay. Now the tricky part is that we need to get that thing cleanly aligned. That is pretty neat. Okay. And what we'll do is we will scale it up just a bit because we're going to need to connect this. Pull that up. And let's see where we're at. Okay. Now this will be a bit tedious, but it is what it is. So we're going to scale it a little bit bigger, like so. Then we're going to shift select both, go to mesh and combine. And now I'll do 1 or 2 and then we'll pause the video. Okay, so I'm going to right click, go to vertex, take that vertex right there, and shift select that one right there, and go to that mesh, merge components, and I kind of connected those two in that way. Okay, so one more, shift, G to repeat. And like I said, this is a bit tedious, but it is what it is. Okay, I'll pause the video, I'll go around, and I'll see you guys in a sec, okay? Alright, well, that part is added, so let's see what we got and how that looks. Like I said, it's not identical to the original, but that's okay. Our goal is to create chess pieces and not to make an identical copy of that, right? So let's create that little sphere on top. And I'll pull that up and pull that in. And we'll go to our top view. Then we'll hold down V and we'll snap it to the center. And then from this view, we'll just raise that up a bit to about there. And we'll take these two and go to mesh and combine. Okay, so that's our queen. Let's create the top for this guy. We'll do a polygon cube. And I'll bring that in and up and up. Top view. Let's move that over here. And center it. All right. Then from this view, and again, it doesn't have to be identical, so we're going to pull it up to about there. We're going to hit R, we're going to push it in, and we're going to right click at our vertex, take the top two vertices, and W, and bring that down. and then we're going to go to Edit Mesh, Mesh Tools, insert Edge Loop Tool, Option Box. We're going to do multiple, and we're going to do one. And the reason for that is that if we now add one, it's going to center, like so. Q on our keyboard, right-click Vertex, take these two. Actually, what we'll do is we'll take these four. And we'll hit R, and we'll kind of bring them in, roughly like our example. And then we're going to right-click at a face, take the top face, Edit Mesh, Extrude, hit W to pull that up, close this out so we can see what we're doing. We're going to bring that down to about there. We're going to G to repeat, R to scale out, in this direction, and that's kind of hard to see, but G to repeat, W to scale up. And let's see if we're still doing okay. Yeah, it's fine. And then we're going to right-click face, Edit Mesh, Extrude. We're going to hit R, and we're going to push that in. And let's look at our example here. G to repeat, W to pull up, and R and scale out in this direction. G to repeat, W to pull up, G to repeat, R to scale in this direction, and W to pull up. And I think that's pretty close. Okay. So we're going to smooth this guy, right-click Object Mode. First we're going to combine them, Mesh Combine. Then we're going to hit 3 to smooth it out. And we need 2 edge loops here to kind of maintain that shape. So Mesh Tools, insert Edge Loop Tool, Option Box, multiple, and we'll do 2. And we'll add them right there. And then we'll hit R and we'll pull them out to the edge, like so. And yeah, it's fine. Q on our keyboard, right-click Object Mode, and 3 to smooth out. Okay, much better. All right. Now, let's see. As far as this guy is concerned, it's kind of hard to see, but based on my reference image, the diameter of this guy looks smaller than that one. So it looks like I'm going to be able to scale this down. So I'm going to take this, Control D to duplicate, W to move over, and we'll go to Modify Center Pivot. Let's zoom in and see what we've got. And it's actually even possible that my reference image is not completely level, but we'll deal with that. Okay. So let's scale this down just a bit. And then bring that down. And for the most part, I'm not unhappy with that. So we're going to right click at a face. And let's take this top here and hit delete. And then we're going to start this shape from here. So we're going to go to edge. Actually, let's take one more off. We're going to go right click edge, double click on that, hit R and scale that out. And then go to Edit Mesh and Extrude or Edge, W to pull up. Okay, so pull that up a bit and still scale it out somewhat. G to repeat, W to pull up. Let's scale it back just a little. GW, and scale back. GW, scale back. GW, GW, and scale back, G to repeat, W to pull up, R to scale out, W and R to scale out, and GW, GW, and R to scale back in, GW, and R to scale back in. Let's see what we got. Okay, and then we're going to go to mesh and fill hole. Okay, now we have this opening here, which is tricky. So for that, we'll use a polygon cube. Pull that up. W, we're going to move upwards. We're going to move in. F to zoom in. R to scale in to make that nice and thin. E to rotate until we roughly have that angle, which should be about there. Then we're going to move the whole thing until it slices into our piece, like so. And I'm going to shift this guy, take object mode, shifts like that, mesh and boolean and difference. And there you have it. Now let's hope it smooths out okay, and 3 to smooth. And that's why I hate boolean. Okay, not good. So how on earth am I going to do that? Let me just think about that for a second. Okay, well, as usual, Boolean is giving us trouble, but let's try something here. So I'm going to go to Insert Edit Tool, Option Box, Single Setting. Now let's see if we can fix this. So we're going to add an edge loop there. I'm going to add one down there. We're going to Q on our keyboard. We're going to right click, go to face, select that face, and go to Edit Mesh and Extrude. And we're going to tweak the offset inwards very, very slightly. Come on. Let's try 0.1. Come on. Let's just hit Control Z and go back. Let's do 0.1. I think that's the best we can do. But it's not taking it. Control Z. 0.1. Okay. Then let's try the same here. Okay. Now that's something. And then what we can do is right click edge, and we're taking that entire edge there, and let's go to Edit Mesh and Bevel, and let's see if that helps us at all. And really, there's not really a lot else that I can think of. That's quite an improvement, but we're not quite there yet. Okay, so I want to go back, and what we're going to do is we're going to go in here to this face here, click face, Edit Mesh, Extrude, hit R, and let's push that in from this point of view, just very slightly, okay? Let's try that again. 3 to smooth. Control Z, Control Z. Back to a 1. Was better the first time. Just going back a few steps. Well guys, I guess this is the best that I'm going to get out of it. Okay, so it is what it is. Alright. Okay, so the tricky one. We're going to take this, we're going to Control D to duplicate, we're going to W to move over, F to zoom in, and let's just use the base for that. Okay, so that would be to about here. So we're going to select face, and we're going to take all of this out, and that as well. Okay, and this is by far the most tricky one, trust me. Okay, all right, so we're going to start with a polygon cube. Let's give that some height. And I'm actually thinking whether we should do that with a polygon cube. What do you think? Yes, we will. Okay, so we're going to set it on top. Have to zoom in and just make sure that it's aligned from this point of view. There we go. And then, oops, like object mode. Not everything, just come on. Oh, there he is. Okay, so that's not too bad. We're going to hit R and we're going to push that out to about there, and W to pull that down. And we're roughly going to follow the same procedure. So right click face, and before we do anything else, let's take out that face right there. Okay, so we've got that. Edit mesh, extrude under face, W to raise up. And what we're going to do for now is we're going to focus on our left reference. So this line right there. Okay. G to repeat, W to scale up, GW, GW, to about there, and then we're going to right click our vertex, take this, bring that in, take that, bring that in. We'll take these and kind of bring them down to there, and then bring this one in. And let's start to move these in. And I've never ever done something like this before, so I'm doing my best. Okay, so now we got that. Right click face, edit mesh, extrude, pull that up. And let's bring that down a little. And let's pull that out. And then hit W and bring that in. Okay. We're going to hit G to repeat and W to pull up, like before. GW, 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 to about there. Okay. Then we're going to right click on vertex and we're going to move that one right there and make sure you don't cross these two. We'll bring that out there. And we'll take this, bring that in, bring that there. Let's see if this is still good. Okay. And then we're going to right click on the face, edit mesh, extrude. And we're going to start to pull that out from here. We're going to right click on a vertex, take this one, push that out here, go to mesh tools, Inject Isolator tool, option box, single setting, and we'll do one here, one here. Hit Q, right click vertex, W, bring that down here. That's not too bad. And then we're going to go up, Inject Isolator tool, and we'll do one right there. We'll go to the top, right click face, edit mesh, extrude, W to pull up. Close this out so that's what we're doing. To about there. And right click vertex, take that and bring that in to about there. Okay. A little bit more tweaking we need to do. We'll raise this one up a little. Now we need to create some eyes. And I'm kind of scared of doing another Boolean, if you will. So what we'll do here is we'll right click, go to edge, right? Take that edge and go to mesh and fill hole. And then we'll take this object mode and just bring that in. And then we'll take them both, mesh, combine. Not too bad. Actually got some line going on that looks somewhat like a horse. Okay, not quite there yet. We are going to go to Insert Edge to option box. We're still good there. Let's do one here, like so. Q on our keyboard. And then we're gonna right click, go to face, take that entire face row from both sides. Okay, and we are going to hit R, and we're going to pull that out somewhat. And now we're going to right click and hit 3 to smooth it out. Oh, that's a bit much. Okay, so Control Z, I'll hit 1, Control Z to go back, and we'll pull out just a little, and then hit 3. Well, it looks like a chess piece, right? So we'll go with that. All right, our tower. Okay, so for that, I'm just checking my other pieces. Let's take this guy. Control D to duplicate, W to move over. And there we are. And as you can see, our reference image is not completely level, but that's fine. Okay, so what can we do here? Can we use this or not at all? Nope, we're not. We're going to start from scratch on that one. So we're going to take another polygon, pull that up, set the caps to 0, right click on a face, delete the top face, right click object mode. Let's move that towards where it needs to be. Hit R to scale down, F to zoom in, and from our top view, make sure that this is aligned with the rest. Okay, so we're going to bring this in. I want this obviously to be approximately the same size. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? And then we're here, and we're going to scale it just a bit more. Push it down somewhat, bring it down to about there. And then we're going to hit F to zoom in, right click edge, looks like I got one edge too many, that's fine. Edit mesh, extrude under edge, and there we go. Then we're going to G to repeat, W to pull up, G to repeat, R to scale out, and W to pull up, G to repeat, W to pull up, and R to scale out, GW, GW, and R to scale in, GW, and R to scale in, GW, and R to scale in, GW, and R to scale out, W to bring up, G to repeat, R to scale back in, and W to bring up, like so. G and W, and R to bring in, and we're slowly getting there. G to repeat, W to pull up, R to scale in, G, W, R to scale in, G, W, G, W, lift, and R to scale out, G, W to pull up, G, W to pull up, and R to scale out, G, W to pull up, G, W to pull up, and R to scale in, GW to pull up, GW to pull up, and R to scale out, G to repeat, and W to pull up, and that should be about it. Okay, then we are going to G to repeat, R to scale in, G to repeat, W to push down, and mesh and fill hole. Okay, and now we need to create these openings. Kind of hard to see from here, so let's try it from here. We'll right click on a face, 4 there, 1, 2, 3, 4 there, 4 there, and 1, 2, 3, 4 there. We're going to go to Edit Mesh and Extrude. Hit W, pull that up, like so. And then we're going to go in, right click Vertex, right click all of this stuff, and bring that down. Okay. This is going to need some edge loops because when we smooth this out, 3, it's going to look a bit off. So hit 1 to go back. Mesh tools, insert edge loop tool, option box, single, that's fine. I'm going to add one right there. I'm going to add one up here, up here, up here, and up here. And then we'll add one there, 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 and there, there, and there, and there, and there. Okay, Q on a keyboard, right click object mode, 3 to smooth it out. Looks much better. Okay, now for the last one. Alright, so for the last one, what we can do actually is use the technique that I mentioned before. Okay, so what we're simply going to do is we're going to switch to this view. We're going to go up to create CV curve, and we're going to zoom in, and we're going to start at the top in the middle, and we're just going to start to click and kind of follow that silhouette. All the way into that opening. Kind of fun to have multiple techniques in one video. We'll just bring that down to there. Then we're going to go out to there and back. That should be about it. Okay. We're going to need to tweak the bottom a little bit, looks like, because obviously that doesn't look too straight. Right click, control vertex, just hit W, and we'll bring that down, and bring that up, and we'll bring that up. Now hopefully this works out okay. So I'm gonna right click, go to my image plane, and hit W and move that out of the way for a sec. So there you have it. Okay. Now it's important that the pivot is centered, and actually not centered there, but I'll show you here. I'll just move this guy out of view. Okay. So my pivot point needs to be a little bit to the right because it needs to be in the center. Okay, so I'm going to hold down D, and let's see. I'm just going to have my green arrow be pretty much level with my top there. Okay, and for my top view, it has to be level as well. It looks like it is. So let's give this a try. So we got that. We're going to go to our surfaces menu. We're going to go to surfaces, and we're going to go to revolve and hit the option box. And we're just going to leave it as is. And we're going to hit revolve. There you have it. Now this is a NURBS object, and we want a polygon object. So we're going to select that. modify center pivot, and then we're going to go to modify, convert NURBS to polygons, hit the option box. I want quads, and we'll hit apply. Okay, then we're going to move this out, and let's see here. There you go. Okay, so this guy, you can see when I right click I can control vertex. This guy, when I right click, I can go to object mode and so forth. So this is my polygon object. So we're going to take this, we're going to delete it. We're going to take our curve, we're going to delete that as well. And I'm going to take this guy and we're going to go back to our polygon menu, and we're going to go to normals and reverse. Okay. We're going to hit 3 to smooth that out. Let's see if it still looks okay. We have a tiny issue on top here. So we're going to move in. We're going to right click at an edge, select that top edge and go to mesh and fill hole. Much better. And let's check the bottom. Kind of a similar situation. And G to fill hole. Okay. Let's move it into position so it's aligned with the rest. I click object mode, modify center pivot, hit W and bring that down here. I have to zoom in. Okay. And let's see if this guy needs any help. No, it's not too bad. Alright. So this guy, hit 3 to smooth. Okay, and I'm just checking to see, okay, these lines, yeah, that's fine. That's because we added, hit 1 to go back, because we added these edges here. So let's see what happens if we take them out. So I'm going to select 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, and we're going to hit Control Delete to get rid of them. Right click object mode, hit 3 to smooth. Much better. Okay, so these are our pieces. We're going to drag click everything, edit, delete by type, history, modify, freeze, transformation. There we go. Right there. And now let's focus on our board. Okay, so I'm going to load a new reference image, view, image plane, import image, chessboard. Okay, I have to zoom in. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Kind of makes sense, right? Okay. So we're just going to move that guy out of the way, and we're going to create a cube, and we're going to make that, excuse me, exactly square. So first we're going to set our translate values to 0, and then we're going to make sure that it's exactly square. So we'll do 10 in the width and 10 in the depth. Okay, and then let's see, we are going to go to our subdivisions, and we're going to go to 8 by 8. Come on, 8. Okay, I'll just take my pieces here and kind of move them out of the way. So this is our board. All right. Now you can take the time to UV this and create a wood texture and so forth. I'm just gonna scale this up, and we'll apply some base material to it. Okay. So what I'll do is I will right click object mode, assign new material, MIA material X, material tab, presets, glass, solid, and replace. There you go. And then what I'll do is, and just check my reference here. Okay. Oops. Sorry about that. Just checking. Yeah. What I'll do is I'll select this guy and I'll right click on his face. And we're going to take these faces. Okay. And let's see, one more reference check here. We've got to do this right, otherwise our board is off. Okay, I want to kind of mark the black ones, so sorry guys, I just have to quickly redo that. That's what happens when you want to do it fast. Okay, right click, assign the material, and we'll do a blend, and we'll change that to black, and we'll make sure that it has some reflection going on. 0.4 would be good. And we are going to create two sets of pieces, obviously. So we'll take these, and it will be kind of neat to create them in two different colors of glass, considering we have a glass board here. Okay, so we're going to right click, assign the material. We're going to do another MIA material. Material tab, presets, glass, solid, replace. And then what we'll do is reflective color. We'll make this, let's see if that works. Actually, no, what we'll do, that's actually much easier. We'll use a blend material. And we'll do a blend, and then we'll change this to white, like so. We'll bump the transparency up to just under half, and we'll make sure that the reflectivity is 0.5, like so. And then we'll take this entire set, Control D to duplicate, W to move out, and then we'll click, assign the material, new blend. Oops, not the specular color, the regular color, black. Yeah, there you go. And we will tweak the transparency there as well, not too much, so we can still see that it's black. Reflectivity is fine. All right. Okay, so let's start to move some pieces into place. Okay, now I should be able to do that from the top, hopefully. And we'll turn on our texture. There we go. And let's just check to see. Okay, so this guy, we're going to move right there. And we're going to hit Control D to duplicate, because we want one there as well. And it's been a while since I played chess, so just going to make sure that we have things set up correctly. Okay, sorry. Modify, send a pivot. I got this guy, and that needs to go over there. This guy needs to be in there. Control D to duplicate that guy, move that over here, and duplicate my horse, and move that over there, and then my pawn. Control D to duplicate, move that over, Shift D, Shift D, Shift D, Shift D, Shift D, and Shift D. Okay. Now for the other side, if I'm not mistaken, this is my pawn. Yep, it is. So that's going to go up there. Control D to duplicate, move that over, Shift D, Shift D, Shift D, Shift D, Shift D, and we're going to kind of have to move them in place. And one more, Control D to move. Then let's see what we got. We got our tower. We'll move that up here. I have to zoom in. Roughly there. Control D to move in. Then we have our let's see, is that my king? Yeah, that is. Okay, so we're going to move him. Modify center pivot. And it should be opposite to this guy, so hopefully I'm doing this right. Over there, we got our queen. And again, modify center pivot. Hopefully I'm not screwing this up. This is my horse. Modify center pivot. Move that over there. Control D to duplicate. Move that over here. And then this guy goes here. And Control D to duplicate and goes over here. Alright, so that's my entire board. I'm going to select the whole thing. Control G to group. I'm going to select a floor plan. And let's make that nice and large. Right-click object mode, assign new material. Let's go with the font E, and we'll make that white. Okay, we're going to set up a resolution gate. That's about right. View bookmark, edit bookmark. We'll call this new and apply and close. Create lights, area light. Hit W, pull that up. Hit 7 on our keyboard. We're going to hit E and we're going to rotate it down. Then we're going to hit R and we're going to scale it up. Let's pull that up. Hit T on our keyboard so we can kind of aim it. Control D to duplicate our light. Move it over here. Control D to duplicate it again. Move it over here. And Control D to move it over there. Okay. We go back to a bookmark. And let's take our reference image back here and delete that. Go back to our bookmark. Let's go to our render settings. Mental array, image size HD 1080, quality tab about 1.5. Indirect lighting, we're going to use global illumination. We're going to make sure we have caustic set up, and we're going to go into our options. Into image-based lighting. That's what I meant. And we're going to minimize that. And let's see. Actually, we've got a lot of reflection going on, so let's not do that because we're probably hardly going to be able to see our set. Okay, so let's give this a try first. I'll pause the video, do a test render, see you guys in a sec. Alright guys, there you have it. There's our final render of our chess set. So hopefully you will enjoy this tutorial. If you got any questions, as always, let me know. And that said, thank you guys for watching, and I'd love to see you guys again. Bye.